Jeg står på standen med det rødeste tæppe på gulvet, og det er hos Konami, fordi vi skal nemlig snakke om Pro Evolution Soccer. So, Pro Evo 2013, what can we expect?
Well, lots of changes to gameplay, a lot of fundamental changes to the way that the game plays. We've been talking about, I think, probably three main areas at the moment. Full control, which extends to loads of areas in the game. It gives you so much more control over everything you do, from the simple stuff like passing to the more complex elements of freedom play, like your first touch and what you do with that first touch, to shooting, which has been revamped, and now you have full manual control over every aspect of shooting as well, even down to headers. So that's one section. Another section we've been talking about is something called proactive AI. It's an extension of the AI system that we built up last year. Particularly covers the way that defenders react and follow, the way the backline follows play, and how you can then use their position to spring more quick counter-attacking moves. And also how certain elements of what we've announced in terms of dynamic dribbling and these kind of things, how the AI reacts to what you're doing with those things. So say, for example, you're trying to hold up the play, using our dynamic dribbling system, or you play a very short pass using the full control, that can shift players around, and that will leave space, and then the AI works out where that space is and tries to make the best use of it. And the other main thing that we've been talking about is player ID, something that PES pioneered years and years and years ago, and we're really now taking it to the nth level, that trying to replicate everything it is to be a top player, not just the way they look, but the way they move, the way they touch the ball, the skills that they have, the celebrations that they have. You'll recognise, so much of real-life football in that.
What is to you the most iconic player ID move that you've made so far, or like in the new game?
Well, for me personally, the one where we've got John Terry doing this kind of fish dive as he tries to header the ball. That's the one that makes me. That's the one that makes me smile.
But it doesn't make people look cool. It's just like, oh no.
It's not always just about looking cool. I mean, we've got some really cool ones. If you look at Neymar, for example, and the magic he can do on the ball, and how we've replicated that in PES, I think, that looks beautiful.
Do you have anything with Danish players such as Christian Eriksen?
Well, you'll have to wait and see, because there are younger players that have been catching people's eyes that we've been trying to include in the game. I couldn't tell you at this stage exactly who's in, but I've been putting forward names like that to try and get younger talent replicated as well. So watch this space, actually.
It seems as if when making sports games, one of the hardest things is always licenses. How hard is the struggle to get licenses?
Oh yeah, of course it's a struggle, especially, I mean, there's two big things at play. We have a very rich rival, which doesn't help. And the other thing is that there's so many different levels that you have to go through of a license. So for example, you might think, well, I've picked up this league license. I now have all the rights to all the players and all the kit and all the team. Well, in actual fact, you could well find that there's a disagreement within that federation, for example, that means that you can't get part of that kit, or that team's excluded. So it's a minefield in itself. We'll be talking more about licenses later on, because we don't, that's a long process that usually keeps going right up until release. What we've said today is that we're including 20 Spanish stadiums, licensed stadiums. They'll be available hopefully on day one as a free to download additional portion of the game.